मुख्यमंत्री निवास या सरकारी कारावास, दोनों ही सरकारी निवास हैं। राज ठाकरे was CM और a ban on राज ठाकरे. What do you think? हमारे विश्लेषण के मुताबिक राज ठाकरे को बहुत भारी समर्थन दिया है मराठी मानुस ने इस बार, बहुत भारी भरकम समर्थन दिया है, बहुत बड़े बड़े दिग्गज लुढ़केंगे इस बार, लगता है ऐसा है। आप बताएं, क्या राज ठाकरे बन सकते हैं मुख्यमंत्री? क्या बन सकता है राज ठाकरे मुख्यमंत्री? क्या आप चाहेंगे कि राज ठाकरे बने मुख्यमंत्री? आप बताएं। आप आरके भी टाइप करें, अपना नाम टाइप करें, अपने शहर का नाम टाइप करें जहां पर आप हमें देख रहे हैं, और टाइप करें CM या आप टाइप करें बैन एंड सेंड इट ऑन 588877 on 588877. Do send in your SMSs. Right. At the moment with us, we've got Iyer, and we are going to be talking about Reliance, and we are going to be talking about electricity. That's right. This is for Delhi and for Mumbai. Delhi and Mumbai reeling under huge electricity bills. Now, what do we do? Professor Iyer, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming. Now,
hello, sir.
Why do we have to pay such horribly inflated bills?
See,
and I use the word inflated very responsibly. They are inflated bills. They're charging me for continuous power. They're charging me for fuel adjustment charges which are not there anywhere else in the entire country. Fuel adjustment charges. What does that mean? Fuel adjustment charges. Why do I have to pay fuel adjustment charges for my electricity bills?
See, as I always say, it's rob Peter to pay Paul. So the first question is Maharashtra still getting all the bills for all the electricity supplied by it? The answer is a clear no. 40% of the electricity is still unbilled, and it is under theft, and it is under dacoity. T&D losses are now new label, theft and dacoity as far as
this is not transfer and distribution. These are not transport and distribution losses. Transmission and distribution losses. This is theft and dacoity, which is being charged to me.
Absolutely. And we guys,
why should I be charged for T&D?
So that is
not. This is for the people of Delhi. This is for the people of Delhi and for Mumbai. T&D charges are being paid by me. Now this is not my responsibility. अगर आपके ट्रांसमिशन और डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में लॉसेस हो रहे हैं तो उसमें उपभोक्ता का क्या लेना देना? How am I concerned?
I tell you, we are only concerned to the point of view of technical efficiency. So at the most 7 to 9% losses are palatable. I would say upper limit is 10%. Like I say, Europe, Americas and all are at 7%. We can give 2 or 3 points extra to India. 10% we can bear the load. 40% is not the load. So almost it's 30% up. So in serious ways, I would say your bill is minimum inflated by 30%.
Minimum by 30%. And we want that money back. I tell you what. My question to all of you. MERC का ऑर्डर आया, नया ऑर्डर आया MERC का, महाराष्ट्र इलेक्ट्रिसिटी रेगुलेटरी कमीशन का ऑर्डर आया है कि आप अब अपने घर में कोई भी मीटर लगा सकते हैं. And I think we've had a lot to do with it. We've been running this campaign now for the last 6 months. And I think we've had a lot to do with this. They say, जहां तक के मीटर्स का सवाल है, आप कोई भी मीटर लगा सकते हैं अपने घर में. अब जो मीटर एक सर्टिफाइड लिस्ट में से है, आप जो मर्जी मीटर लगाइए, भले टाटा का हो, भले रिलायंस का हो, जिस मर्जी का हो. उसके अगेंस्ट Reliance is moving the holiday court tomorrow, by the way. Notwithstanding the fact that the election starts tomorrow, Reliance is moving the holiday court tomorrow. अब उपभोक्ता पर है, टाटा का मीटर हो, रिलायंस का मीटर हो, आप हमें ये बताएं, क्या आपका मीटर तेज भागता है? आप बताएं, क्या आपका बिजली का बिल आपकी खपत से ज्यादा है? क्या आप चाहते हैं कि जो आपने ज्यादा पैसा दिया है, क्या आपको वो पैसे वापस चाहिए, नहीं चाहिए? मैं ये जानना चाहता हूं आपसे. डू यू वांट योर मनी बैक और डोंट यू वांट योर मनी बैक? Type out RKB, type out your name, type out the name of the city you're watching us in, and send in your SMSs. Type out Y for a yes. Yes, I want my money back. I don't know of anyone who wouldn't want his money back. But you know, under the law, we are entitled to our money back.
Surely, we must receive our money back, because see, you must meter throughout Maharashtra. You must have the same type of meter, the digital meter, and meters are not supplied by the Tata or Reliance. I must tell your viewers that meters are manufactured by people like Havels, like Secure Meters, and there are about 15 to 20 good companies in this country who can give a good automatic meter, and these automated meters can be as I would say latest as you get supplies in America or in Europe. And you know, this is amazing.
You know, the people in Delhi, for example, they've been screaming about the fact that, you know, they're getting inflated bills. People in Mumbai are screaming about the fact that they're getting inflated bills. And this, by the way, is true only where Reliance is involved. Now, why is that? Maximum complaints are where Reliance is involved. Why is that?
See, this controversy, Reliance can also see if they are responsible, then they must get a third-party agency to audit that meter. That means there is an neutral meter which will find out whether that meter is correct or not. And if that comes true, Reliance must give back all the money to the people.
But why are they opposing it?
That opposing it means you have something to hide.
That's right. That's the
simply
reason
come
why.
out.
They are opposing the fact that there should be a third party audit and they want only their meter. And the worst part is, as far as they are concerned, they say कि अगर हमारा मीटर तेज भागता है हमारे पास लेकर आओ हम टेस्ट करके वापस देंगे तुमको.
That's
What
not
does that mean?
possible. See, you cannot have the robber becoming the judge in this
That's
case.
exactly what they want to do, and that's
So-
why they're going to court.
So,
That's why they're going to court tomorrow.
I think this court should throw out the petition immediately tomorrow. Or it should just give them a temporary stay and tell the tribunal to look into it. And they must not.
In any event, as far as the Reliance is concerned, I don't think the High Court has jurisdiction over here because the appellate authority is a CERC.
Absolutely. So there is a tribunal, electricity tribunal, where they can of course go. They have the right to go. But I think that's it. The court cannot interfere. High Court cannot directly interfere with an order of the
Of the MERC.
Absolutely.
Now, but tell us, Professor Iyer, are there any other alternatives available to the people? Because at the moment, you see, we seem to be so caught up in so many different trivial issues. What about alternatives? Why should we depend only on these big suppliers? Why?
See, one of the biggest movement that we guys, did in Delhi and also in Gujarat recently is, I can explain to the people, is decentralized and distributed power. You go off-grid and go to smaller power plants. Don't depend on the very large power plant. Like a state like Maharashtra is a good case for this. We don't have coal. We have almost exhausted all our water reserves. So we have only options to go to distributed power. We have only option to go to renewable energy. And when we say renewable energy, we are already doing a lot of wind energy. But I feel that is too inefficient. We only get 22% efficiency from wind. Continue doing that, but you must bring solar energy and solar power into the game. We are the only state, our neighboring state Gujarat has signed up in barely less than a year 1,000 megawatt of solar power development, and Maharashtra has not signed up 1 megawatt because there is no policy for solar here. This state is not attracting any investment. It continues going gaga saying we are the highest investment attracting state. No way. You are no more the most investment friendly state. States like Gujarat have captured that imagination of the world. States like Tamil Nadu and most of the southern states are moving ahead. In another 5 years, the leading state of Maharashtra will not compete with these states if they continue with this policy.
Now, here, Professor Iyer, the other thing that I'd like to put across to you, and this, by the way, is true for the entire country, not just for the state of Maharashtra, for Mumbai. If you look at the United States, they're actually putting up a tax on energy which is produced by non-renewable resources.
And that's perfect.
And they're putting a huge tax on that.
That's the perfect.
And what they're saying is, what the American government has said is, notwithstanding the fact that the American government does not have a very environment-friendly image,
Yeah.
but what they're doing for their own country is that in case you are producing electricity through non-renewable sources, non-renewable
I
fuel,
know.
then we will put an extra tax on it of about, say, 30 to 40%. And we will give you a subsidy of 30% if you use solar energy.
Yeah.
Now, don't you think something like that should be done over here?
See, I told in the program last time also with you, and I repeat here, we should first really install solar energy in all the villages. They must be electrified through solar power. And that must be one-time investment coming from the Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikaran Yojana. We must actually not spoil the name of Rajiv Gandhi by putting that name without any plan right now.
Right.
The Vidyutikaran, Gramin Vidyutikaran Yojana, if it wants to have Rajiv Gandhi's name in front, I must tell my friends in the Congress that completely electrify, and there is no need to give any electricity subsidy, just electrify them free of charge. You can get solar power throughout the day. Do this to your villages.
How do you do it?
Simply install, simply spend that money. Simply spend that money.
On what?
On the
Solar cells.
put solar on-grid, off-grid power for villages. I will tell you some figures. 80% of our power is consumed by urban people and urban centers. Only 20% of the electricity goes to villages. So please keep them, the 70% of your population, in good state. Otherwise you are in crisis. You can blame the Taliban nearby, but you are creating a democratic anarchy in this country by depriving those people for 16 to 20 hours of electricity, promising them free power and never giving them that one.
Yeah, they said we'll give you free power when we have it.
Yeah, so that is.
But there is no power available.
That's the biggest
So what's
negative.
free? It's the biggest lie, it's the biggest fraud.
Yeah, I don't know what should I call it because it's on air, I cannot use certain words, so I'm sorry.
You
But
go ahead and use them.
yeah, that's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
That's
You
it.
heard it, right. And I'm not censoring it. It's bullshit. That's right.
Absolutely. So we
See,
must-
I've said it. Right,
Yeah,
okay.
so we must be careful about that. So we must give our villages, we are treating them like nothing. I was recently in Singrauli. By the way, I want to give you a background of this place. I was for 1 week in Singrauli trying to find out whether our friends in SAS and Reliance and others are doing these projects. And I will tell you what I found. 15,000 megawatt is being produced from Singrauli via coal. But you know, from the access way from Varanasi to this place, it took me at night 7 hours for 213 kilometers. This is what we're doing. So Vivekananda's statement is coming true. Once he said, our citizens will be given, and that's what I fear, he said, ditch water to drink when perennial sources of rivers will be flowing by. That's what we are doing to our population. 11 lakhs of the people have been just put disconnected from your country, and you can't access from Riva. I tried to access the place from Riva in MP. It's an accelerated bed, and from UP you access, you had it. At night you are on killer roads. If this is the type of infrastructure development we are doing to our, I would say, remote areas, I tell you it's height of it. I also want to make one statement. Abul Kalam Sahab had written a nice book in which he talked about PURA, providing urban amenities in rural areas.
Well,
But I have always, Kalam Sahab, I have great respect for him. He is a fantastic chap. But that word amenity will create trouble because our politicians will use it in a very different way. Amenities is equal to toilets, bathrooms and latrines.
that's it. Nothing else.
So therefore, I will propose what I wrote in my book in India Brandished. Do a RLC, that is remote location of strategic infrastructure and industry. Do a RLC for this country. Let's change the whole model.
And the other thing is what you said about solar energy makes sense because do remember the biggest power plant in the entire world is the sun itself. जो
Absolutely.
सूर्य है वो आपका सबसे बड़ा पावर प्लांट है, उससे जो ऊर्जा जनरेट होती है, ऊर्जा जो उससे उत्पादन होती है, उससे पूरी दुनिया चलती है। और हमारे पास धूप की कमी नहीं है, बाकी सब चीजों की कमी है, धूप की कमी नहीं है हमारे पास, तो उस धूप को इस्तेमाल क्यों ना किया जाए? अभी तक हम लोग इस्तेमाल नहीं कर रहे और उससे there is no damage to the environment. You are not using up stuff which is not renewable, and the day the sun stops shining, that's the day the world comes to an end. The world comes to an end
That's right.
anyway, so you don't need no more energy anyway. So,
Exactly.
so why not use that energy? And it is not as if you are depleting the sun because the energy is coming to you anyway.
Right. I'll give you an example between the sun and the nuclear reaction. The sun's reaction is a fusion reaction.
That's right.
And the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, which is being done by 8 countries, which includes India now after the nuclear deal, is actually finding to make fusion, which is normally used for destructive purposes, to make it constructive and deliver energy via nuclear. And there is a connection between nuclear and the sun. So solar energy is that form of energy which is easily, you trap the energy, it's a different energy, it's not nuclear, it is a different energy. So both nuclear as well as solar energy will be the solar energy only. Let us realize. And the sun's energy is definitely the solution to the planet Earth. I'll tell you, the world was badly designed. You know why? We went coal, we took everything, we took the carbon from the Mother Earth. So when we took the coal out and produced energy, we were looking down. I say start looking up. We started the Surya Namaskara, right? We looked up as a civilization. So let India look up again. The sun's energy is like the Surya Namaskara.
Right. Stop digging holes in the ground. Stop living up.
Stop removing that carbon. Now US has come up with a plan. They say we can put the carbon back into the earth. So you create a damage and find another damaging solution.
That's
So
right.
instead of that, let us go to the climate change in real sense. And I feel instead of talking in international forums and making controversy and opposing our Prime Minister like Jairam Ramesh has done yesterday on the climate change, we cannot say two wrongs make a right. Europe and Americas have devastated their planets. India cannot afford to do that because our poor people will be in the sea or they will be in the river. So we better adapt solar energy in the fullest way. I feel the National Solar Mission.
Don't you think something like that ought to be done, say, for the city of Mumbai or for the city of Delhi? Don't you think every building should be designed or redesigned, or every new building that should be sanctioned should have a solar power plant located on the roof or in the basement or wherever it is required to see to it that at least at night you have only solar energy powering your entire building? Don't you think we should do that?
I'd say no corporate should be allowed to occupy, own any building in the future which has got any type of glass or anything less than BIPV. Building integrated photovoltaic must be an integral part of the design.
What does that mean?
See, a building integrated photovoltaic is a type of a specialized cladding which can absorb the sun's rays and it can reflect that back and produce energy and throw it into the grid nearby. So that is what US has done. So BIPV is a building and construction material in the United States and in Europe. So we can bring that up in India, and if we bring BIPV as a model of our construction industry, we don't approve of any commercial plan without BIPV adaptation and then give incentive to that adaptation. You make certain taxation policy, you relax. get your municipal corporations, get your local authorities and the state government to reduce the taxation on it. It is like an incentive. So whenever you construct a building like that, you deliver power onto the grid. Your crisis is gone. I can tell you Mumbai can simply supply almost 500 to 600 megawatt from the BIPV model.
And the worst part is that when we build these huge dams, these huge hydropower dams, we say we build the Tehri dam, to produce 20,000 megawatts. We have never been able to produce more than 240. Why is that?
See, this is also a very interesting question and I must answer your viewers. See, today with the rain impact,
Right.
the storage has gone down. I was in Rehan and that is one of the biggest dams. And the dam is only having 10 meters height of water. It is not having 200 meters height of water. How do you expect that storage dam to deliver? But the problem again starts. Why do we blame the hydro project? It's a good project. We must blame our climate change. Why did we do it? Because we are running all those automobiles with diesel on the road and these automobiles are running at 20 to 30 kilometers per hour, which is not even the stalking speed of efficiency of the vehicle. You need to have it at 60 to 90 kilometers per hour. But no, in our country we will say you don't drive at that speed because then the police will tank you. On the highway they will say you cannot drive beyond 80 kilometers per hour. So that is the model now we have got. And on the flip side, we produce lot of energy in places where there is no coal like Maharashtra, we produce energy from coal. So we better produce coal-based energy in Singrauli, we do it in West Bengal and Dhanbad, but why we are producing coal-based energy in a state which does not have coal? So the logic doesn't work. So this must have,
So which means at the end of the day, all the suppliers, all the other people involved in it, they make a lot of money. Which is why you decide to, approve coal-fired plants all over the place. The only place where you can find coal in Maharashtra is in places like Chandrapur and Parbhani.
Yeah.
That's it.
and that's saturated. It cannot supply any more coal
That's
to
right,
any
it
power
can't,
plant.
it can't.
And I will tell you, the coal mafia is also involved in this. Transportation of coal, by the time it will come from a distant location, 60% is stolen.
60% is gone.
60% is gone.
Absolutely. So in your opinion, what is the solution?
Solution is you should never allow coal transportation at all, beyond 500 meters, or kilometers.
So in effect, what you're really saying is that the solution at the moment lies in solar energy. Maybe we should do that, and we should have a multi-grid system and a localized grid system so that we stop depending upon the national grid.
Absolutely,
Isn't that
absolutely.
what you're saying?
Yeah.